Order and measurement in the universe. One of the greatest evidences of God's existence is the order of the universe. The fact that everything in the universe exists according to measurements and laws is called the order of the universe. This order appears as the law of nature. The laws of nature apply and operate perfectly everywhere in the universe. The world that includes God's creations and that we live in is called the universe. The earth we live on is only a small part of the universe. The entire universe was created in a way that affects each other directly and indirectly and is subject to a certain order and scale. When we look at this order and measure in the infallible cycle, surprising facts emerge. To give examples of these, there are thousands of examples, from the breath we take, to our seeing eyes, from our hearing organ to the vascular system in our body. In this context, stars, planets and galaxies have an order. All events occur within specific periods of time, as most accurately seen in the solar system in which we live. There is perfect order in the universe. Allah is the creator of the perfect order and measure in the universe. Allah created everything according to a measure and order. Now let's give examples of these. The rotation period of the Earth around itself and around the Sun does not change at all, and the Earth rotates at the same speed in the same orbit * positions of the Sun, Earth, and Moon. The distance between the Earth and the Moon and the Sun is suitable for living things to survive. If the Earth were closer to the Sun, it would turn into an arid desert. If it were a little further away, it would turn into a glacier. This distance is an ideal distance for life to continue. If the Moon were half its current distance from Earth, tides would be 8 times higher than they are now. Some islands would be completely submerged for much of the day, and coastal areas with large populations would likely be uninhabitable due to high tide. Rotation rates of the Earth, Sun and Moon. If the world suddenly stopped, the effects could be dire. Because the atmosphere will continue to rotate around the Earth at the Earth's original rotation speed. This means that everything on land is swept away, including people, buildings, and even trees, topsoil, and rocks. The sun provides us with energy even though we have no demand for it, * the alternation of night and day. Seasons take place in order * continuity of seasons * sunrise in the morning, sunset in the evening. Perfect balance of the sun. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west every day * perfect study of celestial objects, gravity rates of planets, satellites, and stars in space. On Earth, gravity puts weight on physical objects and causes ocean tides. The gravity of gaseous matter in the universe has caused gaseous matter to come together to form stars, and stars to merge into galaxies, making gravity responsible for most of the large-scale structures in the universe. Cosmic constants. Physical constants observed in the universe show that the universe is perfectly balanced. For example, constants such as the gravitational constant determine the formation and behavior of stars and galaxies. The values of these constants appear to be extremely finely tuned for the existence of life in the universe. Orbits of stars. In the universe, stars and planets move in certain orbits, and these movements can be predicted mathematically. For example, in the solar system, planets revolve in elliptical orbits around the Sun. This order forms the basis of astronomy and allows us to predict the movements of the planets. The distance between planets and stars should be such that they do not shake the balance and order in the universe * the order in the solar system and the preservation of this order. In order to sustain life on Earth, the law of gravity and the buoyancy of water must exist * gravity level. Proportion of gases in the atmosphere * thinness/thickness of the atmospheric layer surrounding the Earth * atmospheric pressure level. The atmosphere protects us from harmful solar rays and the impact of meteorites * amount of water on the Earth's surface. Water cycle. Water on the Earth constantly decreases as water evaporates, but water returns to the Earth through rain. Thus, the water cycle is ensured. Fluidity value of water. If its fluidity were higher, water would definitely lose its ability to be a suitable basis for life. On the other hand, if the fluidity of water were slightly less, the controlled movements of macromolecules, such as proteins and enzymes, and especially specialized structures such as mitochondria and small organelles would become impossible. Likewise, cell division would become impossible. Precipitation arising from weather conditions and the transformation of this precipitation into water * the combination of flammable oxygen and flammable hydrogen creates extinguishing water. The salinity rate in the sea should be at a suitable level for marine soil and contributes to the nitrogen cycle. Blossoming trees in spring. Seasons occur and smell differently even though they grow in the same season. Origin of life on oxygen in the air. Each of our organs has a certain function in the human body. The order in the human body and die. Our legs and arms are examples of order. DNA and biological order. The cellular structures and DNA molecules of living organisms contain an incredible order. DNA has a complex structure as the molecule through which genetic information is carried and transferred. This structure directs fundamental biological processes, such as how living organisms function and reproduce. Vascular network in our body can be given as an example of the most magnificent order in the universe. There is an average length of 40,000 kilometers of blood vessels in our body. It is the most perfect system for a vein of this length to function without any damage for approximately 70 years in a human body measuring approximately 1.70 centimeters. Living things need oxygen to breathe. They give back the oxygen they take in as carbon dioxide. Plants meet this oxygen need of living things. Plants need carbon dioxide to produce food. They give back the carbon dioxide they take in as oxygen. Thus, they produce the oxygen needed by other living things. This situation is just an example of the unique order and measure that God has placed in the universe. No two people living in the world are the same. Every born human or living being is unique and unique. Before children are born, crossing over occurs during meiosis in sperm and egg, thus ensuring genetic diversity. The baby in the womb is fed by the mother and benefits from her oxygen. Lung breathing begins as soon as the baby is born *. Our heart beats non-stop and oxygen reaches every cell at all times *. Even in our tiny cell, millions of proteins and enzymes work *. Each person's genetic code is unique. The information in this genetic code is contained in the same way in every cell. The information in this code is as much as a library *. The ecosystem has been created in its own order and to a certain extent *. Every living thing in nature has its own task. Living things exist in harmony *. In
Harmonious
nature,
interaction
while some living
processes
things
of
die,
animals with
other
each
living
other
things are born simultaneously and life continues constantly *. The body of a dead creature is broken down by decomposing microorganisms, thus the minerals in the body are returned to the soil and vitality is maintained. Self-cleaning continues in nature, and no pollution is seen in places where people do not visit. Although there is a constant renewal, change and transformation in nature, vitality continues without going into chaos. There would be rich and poor. If everyone were rich, some concepts would not exist. There would be no test, there would be disorder. These examples are just some of the patterns observed in the universe. Order and harmony in the universe is a fascinating topic where scientists and philosophers have been trying for years to discover how the universe works and why it is so perfectly organized. It is still a subject of research. Allah created everything according to a measure. When we observe the countless living things around us, we see that they all move in harmony and harmony. It is not possible for this harmony we experience among all beings in the universe to occur naturally. This shows that everything in the universe was created by God in a certain harmony and harmony. All visible and invisible material and spiritual beings act according to the plans and measures determined for them. It is clear that it is Almighty Allah who determines this plan and action. Even the tiny needles we have are made by masters. He couldn't have gotten to that point alone. Therefore, the universe has a unique master. He is none other than Almighty Allah, the owner of everything. In the Quran, attention is drawn to this unique order in the universe. It is stated that the creator of this order in the universe is Almighty Allah. Allah has revealed this measure and order to us in His divine message. Allah has not explained the details of this commandment, which is the light of His power, but has only given some examples for us to understand and recognize. Examples of verses about perfect order and measure in the universe can be listed as follows. The sun and the moon act as connected to an account. Surah Al-Rahman, verse 5. He raised up the heavens and established balance and measure so that you do not go astray. Surah Al-Rahman, verse 7-8. He spread the earth under living creatures. Surah Al-Rahman, verse 10. He is the one who created the night, the day, the sun, and the moon. Each one floats in an orbit. Surah Anbiya, verse 33. It is He who created the seven heavens in complete harmony with each other. You cannot see any disharmony in the creation of Rahman. Turn your eyes and see. Can you see anything wrong? Surah Al-Mulk, verse 3. Neighboring parts of the earth, vineyards, crops. There are palm trees with branched shoots and single trunks. All of them are watered with one water. In this case, we favor some of the products over others. There are signs in these for people who use their minds. Surah Ar-Ra'd, verse 4. It is He who makes the sun illuminating and the moon bright, and determines its ranges so that you may know the number of years and calculation. Allah created all of these on the basis of wisdom and benefit. He reveals His verses in detail for those who have the ability to know. Surah Yunus, verse 5. It is He who released the two seas, one sweet and thirst-quenching, the other salty and bitter, to mix, and placed a barrier, an impenetrable curtain, between the two. Surah Furqan, verse 5. He is the one who lights up the morning. He has made the night a time of rest, and the sun and the moon a measure of calculation. for the determination of times. This is the will of Allah, who is Almighty and knows everything very well. Surah Al-Qamar, verse 96. It is He who sends down water from the sky according to a measure. With it we give life to a dead land. Surah Zuruf, verse 11. He created everything and gave it measure, form and order. Surah Al-Furqan, verse 2. It is possible to increase these examples, but when we think of the verses about perfect order, these are the first things that come to our mind. Examples of perfect order are contained in God's message and observed in the universe. Ayatul Kursi Turkish meaning. Allah, He is Allah. He is the only true God, there is no God but Him, only He is the one who always lives, stands, holds, controls all creation at all times, Hayyu Qayyum. Neither heedlessness nor sleep overtakes Him. Whatever is in the heavens and the earth belongs to Him. Who can intercede with Him without His permission? Allah knows the actions of His creatures, their actions, their past, and their future. They can only comprehend as much of what He knows as they wish, they can't know anything else. His throne and knowledge have embraced all the heavens and the earth, and protecting them and looking after them does not burden Him. He is so great and sublime. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications for more of my videos. Thanks.